I sympathize with them, but I'm not able to make a decision based on what's politically expedient to me or to certain citizens. I've got to make the right legal decision. An analysis is a decision of legalities, not a decision of politics. And so the decision that I made, I'm confident with, that here there wasn't any criminal intent that was shown beyond a reasonable doubt.
But what about the laws for taking animals that animal control didn't know PETA was here, that they weren't notified when a dog was taken, that PETA didn't wait a minimum of 5 days to euthanize an animal? Those are all state statutes that seem like they were violated.
Well, the animal was euthanized. I understand that. We have no indication that was in Accomack County at all. No investigation highlighted that occurred here. Uh, what did seem to come into light when we examined the evidence was that those two women that were associated with PETA were responding to requests that they come to this area. And they were coming to this area as the statement that you received, I'm sure you reviewed it, there were several unclaimed animals, abandoned animals that were in that area, and they were causing damages. And so PETA was sent out there. I understand that the major complainant about, his cow was damaged, his goat was killed, said that animal control from the Accomack County Sheriff's Department had done what it could, but he was still experiencing problems. He actually started the calls to PETA, and PETA responded. PETA has responded to that trailer park several times, and on this occasion they came with the intention of gathering up the abandoned and stray animals that they could find.
Yeah, but clearly that dog wasn't abandoned and or stranded.
Um, it bore no marks, no identification of ownership.
But Mr. Sorante said that PETA's come to his house. They know his dog, they know him, they knew his dog by name, and then they still went on this porch and carried this animal off.
Well, when you reviewed all of the video, the dog was on the porch, it was off the porch, it was not contained. And it was an open area. I don't know how many animals were up there or what containment this animal had, but it had no marks of ownership. The video that I've seen on the news, yes, shows a lady coming up on an area, I don't know whether it's a shed or a porch or whatever, and apparently leaving with the animal. There's no indication to me that she had an intent to steal the animal or property of another. It seemed to me just as likely, indeed probably more likely, that her intent was to gather up the stray and abandoned animals that existed in considerable numbers in that area of the county.
But does that justify the fact that she didn't notify the animal control that she was removing an animal,
It
that
doesn't
she didn't follow
change.
those policies?
Well, it doesn't change her criminal intent at the time of the taking. It's the criminal intent at the time of the taking. And really, these are first-year law school concepts when you study criminal law. The mens rea and actus reus are the two elements that have to combine at the same time for an act to be a criminal one. And in this case, what's happened is that there's really no showing beyond a reasonable doubt that criminal intent existed.
What would you say to people who say that you made this decision because you were intimidated by PETA's high-powered attorneys?
No, I don't think so. As a matter of fact, PETA was actually very cooperative when we wanted to further our investigation. And that's how we obtained the names of the two ladies, by PETA's cooperation. Remember, in this matter, and I'm not a PETA person, I never have been. I've always thought that they were an extremist group, and I didn't know how realistic they were in their positions. I don't know, but I've never been a PETA person. All I know of in any contact are these two ladies that came and picked up these dogs in that trailer park. When PETA was contacted, they were actually gave us the names of the parties. Remember, in this case, those women came back with some kind of fruit bowl or something, trying to say they were sorry. But that's not even under consideration. What's under consideration was the time, at the time they took the dogs, what was their intent? To gather abandoned dogs or to steal someone's dog? What motive did they have to steal that particular Chihuahua as they went there that day after being requested to go there to gather stray and abandoned animals?
So, sir, for you, is this case closed? And one thing they kept talking about outside was, hey, maybe let a special prosecutor look at it. Is that going to happen?
A special prosecutor might be used in cases where I would have a conflict, but I don't have any conflict here. Actually, I'm the elected official charged with making this determination, and I've made the determination appropriately. There's really no need for a special prosecutor. I've looked at it, and I'm certain about my decision.